Chosen ones, have you ever felt like the numbers just don't add up? Like there's something deeper beneath the surface that no one else seems to notice? You're not alone. In a world that insists on logic, on making everything fit neatly into predictable patterns, there's a sense of disconnect that only a few can truly feel. You see beyond the surface, where 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2, where the truth is often hidden in plain sight. This journey you're on is about more than what you can see or calculate. It's about understanding that not everything is as it seems. There are divine equations at work, calculations beyond human comprehension, orchestrated by a higher power. When the world's math doesn't math, it's a sign that you're meant to see things differently, to question what others accept without a second thought. God has chosen you to look beyond the obvious, to recognize that there's a bigger picture waiting to be revealed. This isn't about answers handed to you. It's about discovering truths that defy conventional logic. As we dive deeper, prepare to embrace the unknown and open your mind to divine mysteries. In a world driven by logic and reason, chosen ones often find themselves sensing that something is off. Society teaches us to believe that everything has a clear, straightforward explanation. Yet, as a chosen one, you're beginning to see that not all equations add up. There are moments when reality feels skewed, when answers seem overly simplified, and when the world's calculations just don't make sense. This feeling of discrepancy isn't a flaw in you, it's a gift. You're being shown that there's a deeper truth beneath the surface, one that goes beyond what's tangible or explainable. When you notice that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it's an invitation to look closer, to question, and to dig beneath the obvious. This world is full of illusions, concepts, systems, and beliefs that only scratch the surface of what truly exists. You, chosen one, have been granted the ability to recognize when something doesn't align with the deeper truths of existence. Trust this feeling of unease when things don't seem to add up. It's a sign from the divine, a nudge that tells you there's more to uncover. Many will go their entire lives accepting surface-level truths, content with explanations that fit comfortably within their understanding. But for those chosen to see, this sense of the math not mathing is a sacred call to look beyond what's presented. As you continue to observe the world around you, keep asking questions. Don't settle for explanations that don't sit right in your soul. Let your intuition guide you to recognize illusions and embrace the mysteries of divine truth. You're on a path that few understand, a journey into the depths of hidden wisdom. This awareness is a gift, revealing layers of reality that only a few are called to see. Chosen ones, have you ever felt like the truths society presents just don't add up? From early on, you've been taught a certain way of thinking, of believing that reality is neatly packaged and easily understood. But as you begin to awaken, you realize that much of what the world calls truth is simply a carefully crafted story. There are hidden forces, unspoken rules, and unseen dynamics that go unnoticed by most, but they are clear to you. The world wants to place everything into boxes: what's right, what's wrong, what's real, and what's illusion. But for those chosen to see beyond, these labels start to feel restrictive, confining. You begin to recognize that many accepted truths are actually distortions, designed to keep people comfortable but not necessarily enlightened. Your gift is seeing through these illusions, recognizing that reality is far more complex, layered, and mysterious than society would have you believe. Questioning reality doesn't mean rejecting everything outright. It means opening yourself to possibilities beyond conventional wisdom. As a chosen one, you're called to seek answers that resonate with your soul, rather than just your intellect. Sometimes the answers lie in silence, in nature, or in quiet moments of reflection. These are truths that can't be quantified or easily explained, but hold immense power and wisdom. This journey may set you apart, as others might not understand why you question so much. But your curiosity is a divine gift, a pathway to uncovering truths that most will never see. Embrace it, and let your intuition guide you through the unknown. The world's truths may not add up, but you're discovering a reality that aligns with the divine and reveals a deeper understanding of existence. This is where your awakening leads, to a place beyond traditional answers, where spiritual wisdom illuminates what logic cannot. Chosen ones, you've likely felt at times that there's a unique purpose waiting for you, a calling that doesn't quite align with what the world expects. This feeling is no accident. Each chosen one has a distinct equation of purpose, crafted by the divine. Unlike the conventional paths that many follow, your calling doesn't fit into standard formulas. It's as if God wrote a different equation for you, one that only you can solve. Discovering this purpose is both an exhilarating and challenging journey. While others might have clear-cut career paths or societal roles, yours may feel more abstract, requiring you to look inward for guidance. Traditional math doesn't apply here. The steps won't always be logical or straightforward. Instead, your journey is guided by intuition, signs, and divine nudges. It requires you to trust that each experience, talent, and hardship you face is part of a larger purpose, even if it doesn't make sense at the moment. One of the biggest challenges is resisting the urge to compare your path to others. Society might try to define success in specific terms, but your purpose isn't about fitting into the world's equation. It's about fulfilling the one God created uniquely for you. This journey asks you to let go of societal expectations and embrace the unknown with faith. When you align with your divine calling, life unfolds in ways that go beyond human calculation. As you walk this path, listen closely to your inner voice. Spend time in reflection and prayer, asking for clarity. Recognize the moments and people that bring you closer to your true purpose. Every chosen one's equation is different, but it always leads to fulfillment, impact, and alignment with God's will. Your purpose may not fit the world's expectations, but it's precisely what makes you chosen. Have you noticed that God's plans often defy human logic? While the world operates on predictable formulas and outcomes, God's math is anything but ordinary. He doesn't work within our limitations or expectations, and his timing and methods frequently surprise us. For chosen ones like you, understanding divine mathematics means accepting that God's ways are beyond comprehension. And that's where the magic lies. You may have encountered situations where you thought things would go one way, only for them to turn out completely differently. At first, these twists can seem like setbacks or mistakes, but with time, you begin to see how God's plan was working all along, often leading you to blessings you couldn't have imagined. What seemed like delays, detours, or disappointments were actually vital parts of his design for your life. Divine mathematics is about faith over logic. It's a reminder that God sees the bigger picture, orchestrating events, people, and experiences that perfectly align with your purpose. When something doesn't make sense or doesn't add up, it's an invitation to trust rather than doubt. God doesn't follow human equations. He crafts paths that challenge our understanding and stretch our faith. As a chosen one, you're called to embrace this divine math, to let go of control, and to surrender to God's unique way of shaping your journey. While the world may not understand your choices or the direction you're called to take, remember that God's plan isn't meant to make sense to everyone. It's tailor-made for you. Trust that every piece of your life fits perfectly into God's grand design, even if it defies logic. Divine mathematics is a beautiful mystery, one that you're privileged to be a part of. Embrace it with faith, chosen one, for his calculations are flawless, leading you precisely where you're meant to be. Chosen ones, as you awaken to your true identity, you begin to see through the illusions that surround you. The world is filled with deception, designed to keep people distracted and disconnected from their divine purpose. These illusions may come in the form of societal expectations, false beliefs, or material desires that lead people away from their spiritual path. As a chosen one, You're called to break free from these illusions and live in alignment with truth. Recognizing deception requires a heightened sense of awareness and discernment. Pay attention to the messages you consume, whether through media, relationships, or even your own thoughts. Not everything presented as truth is rooted in divine wisdom. Many messages are crafted to influence and control, rather than uplift and enlighten. Chosen ones have a unique ability to see beyond these facades, recognizing when something doesn't resonate with their spirit. Breaking free from these illusions isn't always easy. You may feel isolated or misunderstood, as others around you continue to live within these false constructs. However, this separation is necessary for your growth. By stepping away from the distractions and illusions, you create space for deeper spiritual insight and a closer connection to God. Embrace this clarity as a gift. Let go of anything that doesn't align with your spirit or purpose. Release societal pressures and external influences, and focus on what resonates with your soul. As you continue to shed these illusions, you'll find a profound sense of freedom and empowerment. This path may be challenging, but it leads you closer to the truth of who you are and what God has called you to do. Living beyond illusions is a journey, chosen one, a continuous process of releasing what doesn't serve you and embracing the divine truth within. By breaking free, you pave the way for others to awaken to their own truth, creating a ripple effect that brings light into a world clouded by deception. Faith is the foundation upon which your journey rests. But faith isn't a static quality. It's dynamic, growing and multiplying with each step you take. The more you believe, the more you open yourself up to possibilities beyond human limitations. This is the divine multiplication of faith, a powerful process that allows you to accomplish what others might deem impossible. As your faith expands, so does your ability to manifest God's will in your life. Belief is more than simply thinking positively. It's a deep, unwavering trust in God's promises, even when circumstances seem challenging. Faith has the power to multiply blessings, to transform obstacles into opportunities, and to turn uncertainty into confidence. Each time you choose faith over fear, you reinforce your spiritual foundation, making it stronger and more resilient. Faith grows through action. When you take steps in alignment with God's purpose, even if the path ahead is unclear, you are exercising and strengthening your faith. The more you act in faith, the more you witness its power, as God reveals possibilities you never imagined. Chosen ones who walk in faith inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that multiplies belief and hope. This multiplication of faith also attracts divine support. When God sees your trust in Him, He aligns people, resources, and opportunities in ways that amplify your efforts. It's as if heaven itself conspires to help you fulfill your purpose. This is the reward of faith, seeing God's hand move in your life in ways that defy human understanding. Remember, chosen one, that faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about moving forward, even when you can't see the outcome, trusting that God will make a way. Each step you take in faith expands the realm of possibility, unlocking doors you couldn't have opened on your own. Embrace this divine multiplication, for with faith, all things are possible. As you move closer to fulfilling your divine purpose, it becomes essential to clear your path of negative influences. The journey of a chosen one isn't easy, and along the way, you may encounter people, environments, and even thoughts that drain your energy or cloud your clarity. To walk in alignment with God's plan, you must be intentional about subtracting anything that doesn't serve your higher good. Negative influences come in many forms. Sometimes it's the people around you, those who bring constant negativity, doubts, or discouragement. Other times, it's the environments you find yourself in, or even the media you consume. Each of these factors has the potential to impact your energy and focus. As a chosen one, you must be discerning, recognizing what lifts your spirit and what dims your light. Clearing the path requires courage and commitment. It may mean distancing yourself from certain relationships, setting boundaries, or spending more time in places that nourish your soul. It also involves inner work, identifying and releasing negative thought patterns or habits that no longer serve you. The process of subtraction is not about rejection, but about honoring yourself and your divine calling. Remember, chosen ones, that your energy is sacred. Protecting it is not selfish, it's essential for fulfilling your purpose. When you remove what doesn't align, you create space for positivity, clarity, and spiritual growth. This new clarity allows you to hear God's guidance more clearly, to feel more connected to your path, and to walk with renewed strength and purpose. By subtracting negativity, you're actively choosing to live in alignment with God's will, embracing a life that's focused, clear, and empowered. This act of spiritual protection is a testament to your commitment to your calling, showing that you're ready to walk forward, unburdened and fully aligned with divine purpose. While the world often values intellect and logic, you've been gifted with a different kind of wisdom, intuition. This inner knowing, this divine guidance, is one of your most powerful tools on the journey. Unlike intellect, which relies on facts and evidence, intuition taps into a higher source of knowledge, one that's aligned with God's truth. For chosen ones, spiritual calculations are about listening to this inner voice and allowing it to guide you over conventional thinking. Intuition is subtle, yet profound. It's that quiet nudge, the feeling in your gut, or the sudden clarity that comes without explanation. While intellect may calculate based on worldly information, intuition draws from the divine, leading you down paths that defy logic yet feel undeniably right. Trusting your intuition allows you to make choices that resonate with your spirit, even if they don't make sense to others. In a world that demands reasoning and proof, choosing intuition over intellect can be challenging. You may be questioned or even criticized for trusting what cannot be explained. But as a chosen one, you're called to walk a path guided by faith, not by what the world deems logical. This requires courage, a willingness to listen deeply, and trust in the divine wisdom within. Intuition is God's way of communicating with you, a direct line to guidance tailored specifically for your journey. Each time you choose to follow this inner voice, you strengthen your connection to the divine, reinforcing your role as a chosen one. This practice brings you closer to God's will, aligning your actions with a purpose beyond human understanding. Remember, chosen one, that spiritual calculations aren't about making sense to others, they're about making sense to you and God. Trust this inner wisdom, let it lead you, and watch as it reveals pathways that intellect alone could never uncover. This gift of intuition is one of your most profound blessings, guiding you steadily toward your highest purpose and deepest truth. Chosen ones, as you reach the culmination of your journey, you're invited to live beyond logic, to embrace the beautiful mystery of God's design. In a world obsessed with certainty and clarity, your path as a chosen one is rooted in faith, in trusting what cannot always be explained. Living beyond logic doesn't mean abandoning reason, but rather allowing faith to guide you where reason falls short. There will be moments when things don't add up, when the journey takes unexpected turns, or when you're asked to walk through doors without knowing what lies on the other side. This is the essence of living beyond logic, understanding that God's ways are higher than ours, that His plans weave together in ways we may never fully comprehend. Each step forward in faith is an acceptance of the divine mystery at work in your life. As a chosen one, you're uniquely equipped to live in this balance of faith and mystery. You've seen enough of God's hand in your life to know that He is always at work, orchestrating events, aligning encounters, and guiding you in ways that surpass human understanding. Embracing this mystery frees you from the need to control every outcome and opens you to the endless possibilities that God has in store. Living beyond logic also means releasing the need for validation from the world. Others may question your path, wondering why you choose faith over certainty, intuition over intellect. But you know that your journey is divinely guided, and that each choice you make is a step closer to fulfilling the purpose God has set for you. Chosen one, embrace the unknown with courage and grace. Let go of the need to explain every step or justify every decision. Trust that the mystery of God's design is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't make sense. By living beyond logic, you step into a life of freedom, purpose, and divine alignment, a life that reflects the beautiful complexity of God's plan, where faith is your compass and mystery is your guide.